Hello, the question today is who killed Navy SEAL Chris Kyle? Now, we all know that the news is currently reporting that the killer was somewhat mentally imbalanced ex-veteran named Eddie Ray Routh. But many of the alternative media sites are digging deeper into the story, which has raised a lot of interest, both because of the prominence in the media of Chris Kyle himself and the strange circumstances surrounding the murder. Just a few months ago, we witnessed the deaths of SEAL Team 6 in an explosion of a helicopter that also had a number of strange circumstances surrounding it. It's important to note that during this period in time, there's increased questioning of the mainstream media and their reporting on these critical stories that affect national security and also potentially affect our constitutional rights. Now, the Chris Kyle death clearly provides another straw on the camel's back for breaking the Second Amendment and for the federal government to clamp down on guns, and particularly for this particular subgroup, which would be for returning vets and former military. If they can portray this group as being especially subject to outbursts or violent events, then that would lobby their efforts to enforce further gun control or even gun confiscation. Now, there's several theories that are circulating about what the conspiracy theory is about or what the cause of the conspiracy theory is. So let's review some of those conspiracy theories. First of all, Jesse Ventura, who's one of my favorite commentators, who seems like a real straight-talking guy, former Minnesota governor, former professional relative, a wrestler rather. He had a lawsuit against Chris Kyle, based on Chris Kyle's accusation or affirmation that he decked or punched out Jesse Ventura in a bar because Jesse Ventura was apparently defaming another Navy SEAL who they were having a wake for. Jesse Ventura basically has said this story is totally false, and he never even met this person, Chris Kyle. Chris Kyle was at the time attempting to promote his book, where the claims are made that he has the greatest kill ratio of any other Navy SEAL. So there could have been a financial incentive for Chris Kyle's statement. However, I think that the possibility that this was somehow involved in Jesse Ventura's lawsuit, insofar as it was a revenge act, or Jesse Ventura called out a hit on Chris Kyle, is not credible. I think Jesse Ventura is a class act. I believe him. He sounds very sincere, and his version of the events it would seem totally out of character for Jesse Ventura to badmouth or say negative things about another human being at their funeral, particularly another Navy SEAL. So I don't think that this was revenge by Jesse Ventura. I think that's ludicrous. Second, the possibility is by revealing too many secrets regarding the SEAL team activities and their methods, that he might have broken some type of code of honor that the SEAL team has. Now, the SEAL team are a very highly elite group of specialists, and they probably have a good degree of internal policing or special codes that they live by. It's possible that Chris Kyle, in his quest for fame and economic wealth through publishing his book, that he might have stepped over the line. A third possibility is that this is a government effort to further demonize the returning veterans and former military, and the best way to do this was to sacrifice this particular person, which would be which, if that is true, of course it's very disturbing that the government would be involved in such type of black ops, such as assassinating people in order to achieve their political goals, political goal being gun confiscation. The fifth possibility is that the alleged killer, Eddie Ray Routh, really was a disturbed veteran with post-traumatic stress disorder, and Chris Kyle was a good Samaritan trying to help disturbed veterans, and apparently had a foundation or an organization to do that. And Eddie Ray Routh when he was put into a situation where he's at a gun range and had a live weapon in his hand, really did react in this very illogical, violent, and hateful fashion by killing Chris Kyle and the other person, and could be totally legitimate. Seventh possibility is that Chris Kyle was actually working when he took Eddie Ray Routh to the gun range to shoot, and that Eddie Ray Routh was being prepared for some other type of government black ops, and it went wrong. So those are the possibilities on the table. I think that it's important to raise these questions. I'm not going to draw a conclusion because we don't have a lot of evidence now, and I don't want to support any individual conspiracy theories, but I think it's an important exercise of our First Amendment rights to continually question the media and our government. I think it's the healthiest way to keep the Constitution alive and to protect the civil liberties of every citizen. And to the family of Chris Kyle, my heartfelt condolences. This video is not meant for to be any disrespect to Chris Kyle or his family. Best regards from Bangkok, Thailand. Thank you for watching.